Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our MLG Week 5 battle against Baby Eric and his team that I totally forget the name of, but Eric's a really cool dude. He's one of the people that runs the league, I believe. He's one of the, main guys, at least from what I've noticed. But he's a really cool dude, very solid player. Definitely go check him out in the description below. They've been doing a great job running this season, and it's gone, honestly, I can say this now since I think it's gone very well. Minus a few missed uploads and stuff like that. It's gone so much better than I thought it would. So the MLG's been a blast. I hope they eventually do it again, or someone ends up doing a showdown upload required league, because I think this is a lot of fun. But yeah, with that being said, this is kind of not necessarily a must win, but I really want to win. We started off the season 2-0 on a kill streak. Then we lost 2 straight in some pretty tough games. But if we bounce back this week, it's only a 7-week season, so 2 more wins basically just clinched us for playoffs. And I'd like to get on the winning side of things this week here against Eric. And yeah, with that being said, we're going to jump into a quick little team builder. If you guys do enjoy the video, enjoy the battle, enjoy the thought process behind the team, be sure to drop a like as well as sub to the channel. We're on our way to 700. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. You guys have been killing the last month in support, and I really do appreciate it a ton. And yeah, I would appreciate if you helped us out along that goal. I'd love to get to 1,000 before Scarlet and Violet. But that being said, let's do it. You can see Eric's team right above me. It consists of Deoxys, Speed, Corviknight, Tapu Fini, Mamoswine, Incineroar, Keldeo, Mega Sceptile, Toucannon that can Dynamax, and Lycanroc Midday. Now, if you guys have not peeped our MLG videos before, they have Wombo Claws, which is basically a clause that allows 1-point Pokemon to Dynamax, and he saw the truth and also drafted a Flying type 1-pointer because they typically are very scary, and Toucannon is no exception. That one can rip through me with the Swords Dance up. I believe you get Swords Dance. It can rip through me in general, though. It really has great coverage for my team, so we're going to have to be very careful about it. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump into our first member, which is going to be Black Glasses Urshifu. That's right, we are not running a, what do you call it? A Choice Scarf or Choice Band Urshifu. Ricket Blow, U-Turn, Close Combat, and Sucker Punch. We're 188 attack, 136 SPDF, and 184 speed with an adamant nature. I believe we have enough SPDF to live a modest non-boosting out of Focus Blast from Deoxys Speed. And yeah, this thing does really well offensively. Really, the only check to it is going to be something like the Tapu Fini long term. And even then, that thing gets ridiculously chipped down if we do, force it in consistently. We can get U-turns in on it, getting things like Rotom or Gengar or, whatever it may be. It puts it slowly in range of our Delibird, which is really clutch as well. And chips it down for things like our Audino and, our Slowking and things like that. It's forced him to take a lot of hits against my team in particular, I think, so I'm pretty happy with being Black Glasses here on Urshifu. Next up, we have our Gengar, rocking out with a Choice Scarf, Curse Body as its ability, Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Trick, and Thunderbolt. We're pretty much max speed, max special attack, and with like 16 left over in defense. This thing does really well. If you look at his team, there is not great Ghost Resist. The immunity is going to be something like Toucannon, and then, what do you call it? Insane is going to be the other switch in, and both of which are pretty crippled by Trick, which is really clutch in my opinion. And if I can catch the Incineroar or the Corviknight with that Trick and, give them a Scarf, it makes them much less potent versus my team in my opinion. And, if I eliminate one, it makes the other stab all the more free in my opinion. Having a Scarf Thunderbolt option as well for something like the Toucannon is, really nice if that thing does get chipped down, because I don't tend to let it set up for free. At least it's the way I think I kind of have to play against this thing. And having something faster than Mega Sceptile is really important, because that Pokemon rips me a new one. That thing is terrifying. With a combination of just its stabs plus Focus Blast, it's very tough for me to switch into. So I want to have something that can outspeed it, something that can actually live one hit from it and go from there, which I think is really important. Next up, we have a physically defensive heavy duty boot Slowking with Regen, Scald, Future Sight, Teleport, and Toxic. This thing's going to be our main Mamo pivot. It pivots in decently to things like Dio and can throw off a Toxic if terrain isn't up. It switches in on Keldeo. Now, we do have to be very careful about Sub-Calm Mind Keldeo, just because of the fact that we are Future Sight and not like Psychic or anything like that, because that means it can pretty easily beat us 1v1 without Slack Off especially. But I wanted good momentum and Teleport, and I wanted Toxic to, poison the things that, typically would beat us decently. Easily enough, at least. So yeah, that's gonna be Slowking. Just a decent pivot into a lot of different things in this game, and boots to avoid spikes from like Dio and things like that. Then of course we got Delibird. What else? We're not gonna not bring it at this point. Every game that I've not brought Delibird, I've lost. So I think that's one game, but not gonna happen anymore. Life Orb, Hustle, Brave Bird, Ice Punch, Ice Shard, and Brick Break. 188 attack, 136 defense, and 184 speed with an adamant nature. Again, this Pokemon does really well. His ice resist is Corviknight, which is not the best one, and Keldeo, which obviously gets nuked by a Brave Bird or Max Airstream. Either one works really. So this thing offensively, if we can position to a spot where it can get a Dynamax up, we're going to be chilling. And having the Ice Shard Prio again is really important for, you know, the scary fast things that he has, like Sceptile and Dio. Now, if he does bring Lycanroc midday, it kind of foils our plans a little bit, but honestly, I'm not too worried about that, to be completely honest. Lycanroc midday isn't the best, and I think he needs other things more. And you kind of have to give up a slot just to bring it for Cell Rock, in my opinion, which I don't know if is the best idea for him. Next up, we have our Ardino rocking out with Gleam, Flamethrower, Calm Mind, and Wish. I think this Pokemon does really well if we can get a few Calm Minds up. We can beat down things like Corvi. We can beat down things like non-taunt Feeny. Now, if it is taunt Feeny, obviously that's a different story. Unfortunately, we could beat down non-taunt Dio if it's not set up. Dio kind of really depends. But we can soft check Mega Sceptile pretty darn well, actually, once we Mega up, because it's the best way of hitting me is like Leaf Storm, and then it's, you know, weaker, and we can Wish and Calm Mind, and kind of go from there, which is really important. And yeah, decent check to Keldeo. Just kind of sponges hits from a lot, and can, you know, Calm Mind get out of hand later in the game, potentially, depending on how we end up playing it. I do envision Megaing pretty early, unfortunately, but, you know, before so, we still do have that Audino pivot. And then lastly, we have a Choice Scarf Rotom-Mow with just Stabs, Volt Switch, and Trick. I wanted something that could really switch into things like Feeny and Corvi and threaten them out. His only switch into this thing pre-Sceptile Mega is going to be something like, what do you call it? Mammoth Swine to block my Volt Switches. Other than that, he really doesn't deal with it super well. Now, Sceptile is a bit of an issue, but I think we can play aggressively around it enough to where we can potentially deal with it from there. So I definitely like Rotom a lot here, and yeah, I think it is pretty darn solid in, you know, checking these things offensively. Give me something to, sorry. Outspeed the Keldeo, which I think is important with my team that's kind of weak to Sub Calm Mind Keldeo, in my opinion. Though I don't think he'll bring it, just because of my team comp in general. I think just the team that I built is weak to Sub-CM Keld. Yeah, it gives me something to trick like Corvi or Feeny if they start getting out of hand, or Unbreakable and things like that. So that's going to be the build. Be right back with the battle. Alrighty guys, here we are with the battle. We are connected with Eric. Let me say have fun. And let's do it. So it looks like he brought the Deoxys Speed, Tapu Fini, Mamoswine, Incineroar, Sceptile, and Toucanon. So no Corvi, which is like ridiculously nice for me. My Urshifu goes crazy in this game. Black Ice Urshifu goes nuts outside of the Feeny. And yeah, we're looking to be in a pretty okay spot of Ruski right now. I think I'm gonna lead Rotom, because it leads best versus Mamoswine, which I really struggle with. Unfortunately, he leads off hard with Sceptile, which I am not a big fan of. I think I am going to pivot hard Gengar then. I can't Volt Switch out on this thing. He wanted to get his Mega off immediately, which is definitely fair. And I'm not too happy about that. Let's see what we can do. It's not the greatest for your hero. He is going to Focus Blast. A very aggressive Focus Blast, which I will 100% take. And there is not really a Sludge Wave immunity on this team, so I'm going to click it. So we thought of a Sludge Wave. Instin's going to come out, and we're going to do 48 and get a Poison, which is amazing for us. Wow, this has been a phenomenal start for your hero. I will not lie. I'm looking pretty nuts right now. Sorry, man. That Poison really blows, because I don't 2-hit KO whatsoever. We do a ton to that thing, which is also great. And then I'm just going to go into Slowking, and I think throw off a Future Sight is my best play. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and throw off Future Sight really quick. Earthquake came out, but not that big of a deal. And from here, we're in a pretty solid position as he is going to Curse, which is definitely interesting. Okay. Interesting. Do I Scald here? I mean, this is what this is here for. I'm just gonna Scald. He is gonna live. I am gonna live, and I am gonna knock this thing out with the Scald. Okay, that was interesting. It was Scald. It was Curse, so maybe it was like a weird weakness policy variant. Regardless, that thing being gone is like ridiculously good for me. I think I'm just gonna teleport here if he wants to be over aggressive and Parting Shot. Yeah, he is just gonna Flare Blitz, which is honestly fine with me. And I feel like this might actually be my opportunity to go into Delibird and just click the button. But he could be Scarf on this thing, which would be pretty terrible. I will not lie, and I kind of like keeping that thing in the back. So I think my play instead will be going Gengar and throwing off a Sludge Wave. at this point. Yeah, we'll throw off a Sludge Wave. This thing could be Scarf. I haven't confirmed an item, and it didn't take that much. I mean, like, it took a lot from Sludge Wave 2, which I guess we could calc right now over here. But I still like this positioning because it does net me a KO. Pretty much guaranteed. Yeah, because if that's like Spadef Incineroar, he only takes like 38. So he was probably pretty offensive. Potentially Scarf is what I'm thinking. And then from here, I think I'm going to go hard Urshifu. I do live a modest Focus Blast from full, which is very important to note. I did EV for that. So we'll go into that. This thing's going to come out. I'm just going to Sucker and kill it. Let's go. Perfect. Okay, we're in a phenomenal position at the moment. In a phenomenal position at the moment. I will take it. That's great for us. Okay. Now, Feeney's gonna come out. I am just gonna U-turn. And I think I go Delibird, right? I think I go Delibird. And I max Airstream. It won't knock me out at +1, and I'm going to be able to do a ridiculous amount of damage to whatever wants to come in, and I'm going to put myself in a good position. And that's all I could really ask for, right? So we're going to max Airstream. We're going to do a ridiculous amount of damage. I'm going to max Airstream again. Get it to +2, which should allow me to outspeed Mega Sceptile, I hope. I hope. Let's see, Mega Sceptile. I know you guys don't have a great view on my calc, so I'm trying not to calc too much. But yeah, we do outspeed it. So that's great. So we might even Delibird sweep here, I'll be honest. Because we just max Hailstorm. Just gonna throw off this hit. He goes into 2 cannon, which is fine. He can Dynamax up right here. He's gonna die, which is amazing. And Delibird sweep. I'll Ice Punch here. If I miss, let's go! Big Delibird, big 5-0. GG's to Eric. Very quick game, but Delibird living on 1, coming up clutch, 5-0 in here. He didn't bring Corvi, which was really nice for me. I think the poison early was a really tough spot for him. I think he was probably like some weird Scarf Incineroar or just like SD offensive. Because I did so much with Sludge Wave though, regardless. Him giving me Mamo so early was also incredibly clutch, no more priority. And then once the instinct got low, which we were able to do via Gengar, he didn't really have a way of like pivoting it in and out and things like that in order to chip down my Delibird. The reason I think you use Scarf is because it like covers like a weird Scarf Gang. Like if I'm not Scarf Gengar, it covers me. He can outspeed me and kill me, I think. As well as my Delibird, it can just nuke me as I try and Dynamax in its face. Which is obviously pretty clutch for him. But yeah, GG's to Eric. Definitely a fun one. I'm glad Delibird popped off. It was definitely a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and sub to the channel. And yeah, that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.